Alright folks, Pitching Ace 88. I'm here talking about the Nintendo conference that just went on. I have to preface this video by saying Nintendo, not a big fan of them. Never had one of their consoles except for the GameCube and the Wii. Not huge fan of the Wii, so just you gotta kind of go with that. I mean, I like the Game Boy and some of their handhelds, but that wasn't my main console. I don't really like their kid-type games, but I will try and do a decent wrap-up job on what my thoughts were. First off, you have the 3DS, which is basically their big thing. Looked pretty cool. I'm not into handhelds, but the fact that it can be 3D and you don't have to use glasses is a huge thing for me, because I do wear glasses on occasion, and I never want to put like glasses on top of glasses, because then I actually won't be able to see. So the fact that, and then I've seen some handheld people online that have been able to do it, and their reactions are very positive, so I'm really excited about that. Maybe it's not something that I'll purchase, but I know my sisters will probably want to purchase it, so maybe I can get some types of playing on it. Looks fairly cool. I like the idea. They had, one thing that I do like about Nintendo in the conference was that they did do a lot of games. So, good for them. Let's see if I can do a rundown of the game. They did, and it's maybe I'd be out of order, but they did like Kid Icarus Uprising, which seemed kind of cool. It seemed like a little bit of a Sphinx type atmosphere, which Sphinx is a great game. That is pretty cool. They did a whole bunch of the Nintendogs, the Donkey Kong, the Mario, the Zelda. Zelda didn't. First of all, okay, Zelda. They needed to plan that better, because that was really crappy. I'm just going to say it. Most people might not say it, but he kept trying to cover it up by saying there was wireless interference, which may be the case, but if that's the case, you got to figure it out before you go live, and since that's like one of your big things that you're going to display, you really got to be able to do all this interference and still be able to do it. And if you're not going to do that, don't do a live demo. Show off a demo or something and have someone pretending like lip syncing or something, because it looked really bad when he was trying to play it and he couldn't play it very well, because that's everyone's problems with playing the Wii, is that sometimes the controls don't react very well. Well, when he's doing it and the controls aren't reacting very well, that's not a good thing. So maybe it'll be better, but they definitely have some kinks to work out. A lot of the things that I don't like about E3, which I kind of like with some games. Some games, like, they come out and they seem like they're very polished, ready to go, and yet they say, oh, well, we'll be back in 2 years. That's a little frustrating for me, because I look at these games and go, oh man, I want to see them, and then, oh, I'll have to wait another year or 2 years in order to play them. So, let's see, is there anything else, basically, Nintendo? They showed, the 3DS is going to have tons of crazy games. There was Kingdom Hearts, what was it? Resident Evil, Assassin's Creed, Metal Gear Solid. All these like pretty cool games coming out for the 3DS. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm actually very excited for the 3DS. That was their main thing, and I'm glad that they stuck to it and they really showcased off some of the stuff. Now, a lot of the stuff was cheesy. It's Nintendo. They geared towards kids, so whatever. I mean, I'm not a kid. I like more of the hardcore, realistic games. But for their audience that they're going for, I think it's a good idea. If I had to rate their conference, I'd probably rate it B plus A minus. I thought that they were probably as good as EA, if not better. The only reason I say that they're not as good is again, I said, I preface this with Nintendo is not my favorite company. Sony right now is, because Microsoft totally bombed. So, so Nintendo was expecting much out of. I don't really care about the games that they're coming out with. I don't really care about the 3DS. I'm not their market. So, but just based off of their guy who's talking, great job. I mean, you've seen. I don't know if you've seen, but like Joel McHale for Ubisoft's terrible. Microsoft guy was stale. Even the EA, I mean, they were mixing and matching. It was okay, but it didn't seem like wow. So, good job with Nintendo having a guy up there that's been up there before and really knows how to talk and deliver things well. And they didn't try too many cheesy things with him. He really delivered it well. good for them. He did a really good job. Maybe that's why it seemed like it was a much better press conference to me, was because they actually had a good leader up there. Um, yeah, Ubisoft, you got to really work on getting someone else up there other than Joel McHale. He was not very good. So I guess I'd give him I'd give Nintendo. I'm trying to think if I want to give him. I'll give him an A minus as well. I give him an A minus just because I'm sure some of you guys who actually like some of their games maybe give them an A, but I don't really like their games, so I have to downgrade it to an A minus. But I thought it was a very good conference overall. Golden Sun seemed very interesting. I remember playing, I think, one of the games way back in the day. So it looks like a good RPG. They said 140 hours. I don't want to spend that much time on games. I mean, I'm doing it on Tales of Symphonia, and that game's probably going to take me 140 hours, or at least 100 hours. But at least look, the story's developing. So we'll see. And it's for a handheld device, so it looks cool. How much? Yeah, I got good enough time. So I think that'll about wrap it up. I gotta go watch Sony. Sony's on right now. I'm taping it, so I'll go back there, watch it, come back on here to tell you guys what I think. Maybe shave a little bit. So I'll catch you guys all later. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Over and out.